Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. It's Tuesday evening. It's time for our chat. This is your Cindy Martin, the advocate for women and children, war survivor. And again, welcome to Second Thought. As I stated this morning, that I had a program at work. I needed to support my kids, so I'm just getting here. So I want us to have a conversation. I want to talk about the role of government. What do you think is your government role, and why do you protect them or vote for them, especially in democracy? Why? So there's supposed to be a quotation. I have no copyright to that, where it says, "The care of human life and happiness, and not their destruction, is the first and only legitimate object of good governance." Okay, of good governance. That is so that quote is from a former American president, Thomas Jefferson. The role of government, especially in modern democracy. Okay, I'm trying to see what is happening here. There are few things that I'm going to play tonight. I'm not going to talk a lot. Again, most of this video, I have no copyright today. It's depressing. The story coming out of America is depressing. The one coming out of Liberia is very depressing. I saw a little girl today that was SA, and I'm going to show it here. And they literally spread her leg to show her bloody body part, but I cover it for my own sanity. And this is in Nimba County. Okay. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and show this video, this not this video, but this picture of this child. I cover her body part. Okay. They spread her out. And this man, I think they say he's 30 years old. Okay. I see this child. And I just cover her private part and open her up. That is a kid. I don't even think she's 5 or 7 years old, a 30-year-old person. And because there's nothing happening, because there are no consequences. We're seeing government officials, okay, molesting children, boys and girls, and there are no consequences. They take them to jail when people blow alarm, and then they invite press to come and record them so they can put it out to show that they're in prison. And I'm sure in the middle of the night, they let them out. Just as those who in this country, when they commit crimes against humanity, they go to Liberia, they walk free. They walk very free. They walk very, very free. There is a video that was sent to me, and I think I've seen this video before. I am not sure if it's the same person that is on Spoon, but we'll investigate further. I will play that video. That's not me. The story is explained here. Okay. And it's a reminder. I own no copyright to that video. It was sent to me this week, and I'm going to play it. Okay. I want to know if it's the same person. All right. I've seen a few videos. I listened to Akaris Gray. Hopefully that video is old with Akaris Gray. Okay. I am praying that that mouth is making, that video is old. Okay. I am praying that that video is old. Okay. And I'm going to say this. I know the people who everybody divide their own, who think he's the hero. But I can tell you for free, Gray was one of the reasons that CDC is not in power. I'm sorry, I'm just saying. When they were going to elections, Gray were going to LU to go beat up students because they asked the bull at Samuel Tuet play song Howie. Okay. Gray were going to LU to go beat up students, the poor people children, the people who cannot afford their children to go to Cottington, the people who can afford to send their children to Ghana and Guinea and Sierra Leone and to Rwanda and all of those people's children. Okay. And Lord have mercy. And he was going there, and we told him to stop, that it was not good, especially we're going to how you call it. And no, he went on. He went on and decided that he would go and cause trouble there. So he did. What is the role of your government? That's what I want to talk about tonight. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and share as I do this. And please, if you're here, thank you for being here. Please share. Thomas Jefferson once wrote, and I'm quoting right here, okay, right there. The care of human life and happiness and not their destruction is the first and only legitimate object of good governance. That would be for you, the care for you as a citizen, for them to work for you. That would be that. Is what is happening in Liberia. I saw a video, and then it reminded me of other things that are happening in Liberia right after the war. When a Nigerian man came from Nigeria who was once an ECOMOG in Liberia, came to Liberia when Ellen Johnson Sirleaf took over. What he named Praise Lawa, I think that's his name, the one that owned the construction company, and were in bed with the Sirleafs, and were taking land from Liberians and say he bought it, he owned it. We were still all scattered around the world. Most of us are still scattered. But he said he bought it and it was his land. All right. I listened to, and it's all coming to me right now because I heard a little speak. So let me show you. I'm gonna go back to that, but I want to show you this picture of this child. This is a baby right here. That a 30-year-old man, SA, I cover her up, a baby. There's nothing barely between her leg. He busted her loose. Okay, she's messed up for life. This dude need to be in jail. Not just in jail. These people need to start being castrated. That's how I see it. There's so many rape cases these few days. Okay, now I have stopped here. I want to play this video here. Let me go back here. I want to play this video of this man. I want you all to listen. Tonight, folks, I am really, I'm very tired. I will not talk about the yellow machine tonight because I am a little tired. So I will not be talking about yellow machine tonight. And I hear most of you say yellow machine training. Yellow machine not training. There are people, actually, you have to understand sarcasm, then you have to understand support. Okay, you have to understand those things that are metaphor and actual things that people like you say just that. All right. Yeah, well, I'm gonna play for you. This is Akari's Great. No, not this one. Okay, not Akari's Great. There's another rape case. This older lady, I played this before, was raped in Liberia. I have not heard any police report, any police investigation to this woman issue. I'm yet to hear what is going on. We have not heard anything.
You how many years old?
Me? I want him to go.
Okay.
Then you come out with a topic. Say, oh my Esther, I want you. I say,
You how many years old?
Me? I'm 57 years.
How many children you have?
I got 4 children.
4
From
children.
my grandchildren there. 8 grandchildren, great one. So I say, you and my son, you're not equal. Don't tell me nothing. You and my son, you're not equal. Then he said, I will continue to tell you. You see? So when I finish now, I put my blindfold on my head. I was coming.
Yep.
When I was coming now, so now we read here. We read right here. They say, violence taken by force. That's how he joined me. He put my 12 fall down over there. All my blindfold was inside, everything done right here. When I want to work, you hold my phone. Then you can't tear me down. You tear me back.
On the road now.
On the road here now. You tear me with my phone. You tear me now. So when you tear me now, that's how you take all my clothes that were on me. Backing and my trousers. That's how come when you tear me, you tear me over there. You take all my clothes can't hold me right here. That's how I step on him, he fall down on that side, the play right over there. He fall down there. When you fall down there, for me to wake up now, then you can't grab my phone. You throw me down again. You want me by the buoy again. Was that 14? Was that 14? When you can't lay down over me, myself, I push him. When one can't lay down over me, I push him. Yeah, myself, you can't lay down right here. That right here now, you want to lay down over me now.
On the mirror.
On the mirror.
Shouting,
I was shouting, my pure, you come for me, oh. My pure, you come for me, oh.
So nobody again?
They boy, yeah. They for they're crying. When you go down there, you start crying, coming. You saw the paper now coming now here, the paper come. The paper come is stood right here. That's a man a party view. La rapid view. If that paper is better pass, you go by your bene, you better pass. Paper say no, I can't pass. I was shouting. Paper start calling people, my pure you come, oh, my pure you come, oh. Nah, I'm one about me or coming over there. We may or coming and high. We're off from me now. They go there, start running away on the feet. That money is things say what the board do to me. I feel it bad. And I say when I think inside, I can feel bad. So the thing what they do for me, they do to me, I feel it bad only.
So what you want?
See? I want for government to help me the way how they will load inside, whether they were carrying sub you.
So here is Liberia. Here is a woman, a grandmother that was violated. Okay, we've heard nothing. Journalists, and let me say shout out to the young Liberian with their phone. I know people can come for them. People can be calling them and say they're unprofessional. If you create an avenue for them to get professional training, Okay, that's what we call investment in human capital. Okay, that's why when you want people to produce quality of goods, quality of information, quality and standard of a standard of living, there is this the government responsibility to invest in the human capital. Your human capital development, your skill in any nation, your literacy rate, okay, is correlated to the quality of work that you do, your quality of life or standard of life, and how you think. Okay, so these children have been able to go around to bring light in darkness for us to see. I may not agree with the way they ask questions, but sometimes the interaction, their demeanor, their line of questioning, okay, their approach, ability not to maybe censor their what do you call it, their recording, especially to protect victims, because people want to know what they know. But I would give this much to Liberian young people, old people, those who got their phones and are working in the field and bringing us what is happening today in America. This is not just Liberia. Most people don't listen to mainstream, what do you call it, mainstream news. Most people get their news from advocates, from people with blogs, people with platform, with podcasts, who are going deep into this information, okay? Because they're not an institution, they're individual, and where they're focused on, they're delivering it in real time. That's how we're getting our information. Then you can go and authenticate it. Now, here we go. We also know that what the guy named Brian McGill lied to us and said that he did not rape the little girl, although we also know he and Gregory Coleman are in the same brotherhood together. Yes, I just said that. Brotherhood together. Initially, he collected, when the little girl was SA, they took her to the hospital. They collected all the sample. Right after that, they took her to JFK. 3 months later, Gregory Coleman came back, okay, to say he's collecting another DNA, which is a lie. 3 months later, when the little girl have a cycle, the little girl had taken bath, the little girl had washed her hair, the little girl had taken care of herself. She had 3 menstrual cycles, and he's coming back to get. And we know that it's a cover. We know Brian McGill, and that's the statement that he has to live with, because it's all over. And we will post it every month until they do something. Now we have a child, a 15-year-old little boy at JFK. And folks, I'm still getting, some of you have sent me money. I'm going to reach out to Martin Colley. I'm going to reach out to the parents in the morning to see what they want to do, okay? Because when the fire was blowing high, when we all got involved, we're about to start raising money to get the little child out. We saw gender, just like the people who came before them did, to quiet us down, all right? They went, they grabbed the child, they carry him. They're not carrying him. His pin is not going to change, as we saw from just not too long ago, last Thursday. His pin is not going to change, okay? He still needs narcotic to work, because they rupture his backside. All right? So he would need to leave. JFK had already said they cannot treat him. So where they're going to keep him? Keep him medicated, keep him on narcotic, getting addicted to it, that he would not know himself. And the mom said, don't understand. They took and told her she wants to see her child. She have to let them know. The child, the mother is not harmful to the child. The mother did not hurt this child. A government official, a person in a position of power, a person, an adult, an old man, okay, who is clothed by the government power, who were interested by the sitting president, because the president has the opportunity to relieve him if he did not want to, for Ellen Johnson Sirleaf time. And he was also there with Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, okay? And he was there through CDC, okay? To get him out. They did not. So they empower him, all right? And I'm not saying it's the government fault, but I'm saying the government should come and answer and do the right thing, all right? And I hide this because they're destroying our children from every work of the place. 3 months ago, I saw a little girl about 9 years old. Somebody posted one boy who posted and said, well, uncle, a guy, and said that his culture is Muslim guy was buying a 9-year-old for him to go molest. I took picture of that, but I've been looking for that stuff posted. I never saw it. Okay. The law in Liberia is paramount. The law supersedes any religious law. The Constitution is absolute. That's just the way it is. Whether you're Christian, you're Muslim, you're Hindu, you practice Shintoism, when you are in Liberia, the law is absolute. Stay within the confines of the law. The law says if the child not 18, you can sleep with them. You can go pay direct. I don't care whether the man consent to it. To go take it. What grown man wants a 9-year-old? What grown man wants an 11-year-old? What grown man will know himself want to be playing with a child? What's wrong with y'all? But let me come here. Tonight, folks, you know, I'm just getting here. Okay, let me pull this. I see somebody say, yeah, people are making fun out of you. Then they say yellow machine training. This is all AI stupidity. Let me show you something. I don't know if we get common sense in Liberia. All this was just for fun. All this year was for fun yesterday. I want you to know that. All this was for fun. And now you're now go put it in page newspaper. All of this was for fun. It was not anything serious. Do you guys understand when people are making fun out of y'all? All right? The people doing AI drawing and putting you on machine. Oh man, Buaka drawing Mayakun. What is wrong with y'all? In 2026, okay, to get a Chinese or American-made machine, you didn't open factory. You don't have a car factory. You don't have nothing. Bringing a machine that is a liability at this point, and you also are making the news. Y'all go sit down, man. Y'all go sit down. Let me continue on this. I am just, you people are just doing too much. I'm sorry. Let me pull this. All right. There is a video. Okay, today, here it is. Y'all listen here. This Akara's Gray. This is Akara's Gray. I want you Liberian people listen to this. Okay. I have nothing against this man. I have absolutely nothing against this man, but I think it's time for him to focus and sit down and start talking so much.
And let me tell you this: we're going to win the Unity Party in the first round of the election.
Regardless of which one,
no, we're going to win them. Listen, there will be absolute majority of vote that will be.
Here it is. These people cannot live without government jobs. None of them can. And they're not going to do anything for you. When Akara's Gray was in district, whatever district he was in as a lawmaker, I remember when he went to LU campus and caused all the chaos few months before the election, okay? Knowing that they were going to election. He lost his place, and when he came home, and the people in the district, the children stood up against him, he grabbed them, they flogged them and put them in jail. Yes, Akara's Gray, you did. All right? Now he coming. When you have power, you were the incumbent. You didn't win in first round. Now that you are not, that UP is there, okay? And you are going to win. And you're just moving from platform to platform. Akara's Gray, you got enough money. Go open a factory. You got money from the government. Get our people working. Let's see what you can create. Let's see the experience that you bring to the table, oh man. And you're stop this. And Liberian young people, just stop it. Just start thinking. Akara's great daughter is here. I believe she finished college already. 12 children are here. The last time when they put sanction on you, they say his children, he was mad about that. They want to lead in Liberia, but their children are on the other side. And they're using your money. What's supposed to be helping you and your children? They're taking from you what is due to you, what your nation have brought in, and they're taking it for they and their children. You know, Yeke talked about Babylon's son Kanye the other day, and somebody say, is he his father? And you were cussing Yeke. In my opinion, why I don't like Yeke choice of words, but if there's any sincere person in Liberia, in your politics, Yeke is. Yeke is. That's just the fact. If Yeke wanted to get into CDC, collect your own money and sit down, he will still be there. If he wanted to get into Bwakadem and sit down, he will still be there. What he told us, he promised us, he's doing it. He may not be popular now because you don't like him now. Because he has helped mayor. Now you're enjoying. So you're calling a crazy man. But he's still saying what he said he will do. Unlike the other people who are taking and stealing from you. And you're still there chasing them over. Okay? Akara's Gray. Do something. All the money, 10 and 12,000, and all the signature discs that you got. Do something. All right? Do something. So, Front Page Africa, I have no copyright to this. Front Page Africa reported this today. Folks. And I saw another one that was talking about Liberian children. Folks, I'm going to play this. I want you to listen.
After a January 31 demolition left them homeless. The demolition followed a court eviction order in favor of businessman Eric F. Nangbe, who maintains he legally purchased the property in 2017. Residents dispute that claim, saying many families have occupied or owned the land since the 1970s and 1980s.
I've been on the land here so many years. They broke my horse down. I had sugar in my body. I had pressure in my body.
Now, rubble has replaced homes along 4th and 5th Streets. Zinc sheets and broken furniture are scattered across the area. Margaret S. Jallar, who lived in the community for 16 years, says she now sleeps outside despite suffering from high blood pressure.
Sherry, just can now your door, you can eat paper, get yourself confused, don't even know how to scatter, where to even place your nose. We sleep outside here. This is where we will sleep. And I am an elderly woman. I don't have nowhere to go. If I have place to go, I won't be sleeping here.
Parents say several children are out of school, while others have been sent to stay temporarily with friends and relatives. District number 8 Representative Prince Tolls previously announced that more than $3.5 million Liberian dollars have been secured for relief. However, multiple residents say they have yet to receive assistance. The demolition took just one day, but weeks later, families remain under the open sky. As night falls in sinker, office buildings remain lit. Just streets away, women and children search for something far more basic, a place to sleep. Gerald Konyene, Front Page.
So, if the essence of government is the care of human life and happiness, and not their destruction, is considered the first and only legitimate object of a good governance, what would you deem your government at? I don't know anywhere in the world, especially after 14 years of civil war, when the TRC report was written, when the disarmament was going on, the government promised, in fact, the United Nations promised high school education, college education, reparation, okay, justice, accountability, reintegration, which includes counseling for all the trauma that took place. Liberians cattle. I have some D in my hand that some of the people who live on the houses that you're just broke have been there since the 80s, passed down from their family that was bought in the 80s. How in heaven you would tell me one person showed up in 2017 and bought that land? Those people went to court I think around that time, not too long ago during time 2020, they went to court and the people were able to verify. What I'm learning is the people say if the people try to go to court, the people will not move. The best way was to break it down. But I have another video here that really troubling. And then it reminded me of this guy who got, what do you call it, the construction company there, I think PLJ, something like that. The one that was hanging out with Ellen Johnson Sirleaf and her family, and them. All right. So let me play this. I want like people to listen. I'm gonna go sleep. This is yours to figure out. All right. I don't know this girl. I've seen her many times. I have no copyright to her video. It's really short, but I'm gonna play it again. Facebook, I have no copyright to this video. I want to play this video so Liberian people can see it. But these things, when I see it, I like to share it. Okay. Again, I have no copyright to this video. And I will speak to it. Let me see.
Stay right there. Don't screw on me because everyone here put the government in power. So stay right there. There's nonsense that going on. Everybody coming, they claiming property, they just demolishing. Doing job we are time, it happen. It happen. All the nonsense here, it happen doing job we are time. When people come, they talk, they say that politics. Eh? You see, you will cry blood. Nothing will come from inside. Nothing will come from inside. Why the hell can a foreigner come from Nigeria? Eh? And claiming property in Liberia. 127 acres of land. How? Can that nonsense happen in Nigeria? Can it happen in Nigeria? Can a foreigner claim a property in Nigeria? Liberians, what happened to you? Look at people houses, people businesses going down. All because of stupid ERO coming from Nigeria and saying he owned 127 acres in Liberia. Stay right there. Don't screw on me because everyone here put the government in power.
So, folks, I don't agree with certain part of a video, okay, but I agree with this part. You are Liberian, okay? I don't have no problem with my brothers and sisters in Nigeria. I'm a Pan-Africanist. I believe in a borderless country, but in fact that it is structured. It has the system of accountability, a system of monitoring that who move where we move here, that we move within the United States, that we have a system that actually follows you, that know who you are, that anywhere you go, you can be identified. If you commit true crime, it's been identified. Liberia has not put that structure in place here, but the tricks that is going on, how is that somebody will come from Nigeria to count 100 and some more? I don't know how true is that. I'm going to play that tomorrow. I'm looking for people to get back with me. Now, here is the part, that part I agree with. Or here is the part that I do not agree with. Let's start making Liberia about an individual and be holistic. Yeah, they were breaking down people's property. I remember there is a Liberian man here who worked hard in the service and went to Liberia and built his house right down Rawafie Highway. They demolished it. They said the chief justice at the time wanted it, so he took it and broke it down. I have not my property breaking down, but I have my land taken. I would not went back and forth to court with anybody. Twice. I know other people who property were taken. The property issue has been going on since the end of the war, and he needs to stop. So I want to find out who is the Nigerian person. But here, guys, give me 1 second. I'm going to pull this name right here because this is not the first time. There is a guy in Liberia who owns a construction company called PLJ. Okay, during Ellen Johnson Salita, he moved to Liberia. He was in Liberia as an Okomo, and came back and said he built a construction company called PLJ. The guy name is Praise Lawa. Okay, he owned a construction company and were fighting over a land that belonged to a Liberian, and they ended up giving it to him because he was close to the government at the time. So this is nothing new for me. All right, I'm following through. But the last video I'm going to play, and I'm going to let it play. I want you to know if it's the same person, if this is true. Liberian, listen up. That's how I'm going to just let that play, and that's how I'm going to end it. So give me 1 second, everyone. Okay, give me 1 second. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to look for this person name. No, that's not it. Okay. This is YouTube video. I want you all to help me out and make me understand if it's the same guy that is sitting on Spoon. It may not be him. Again, I have no copyright to this video. All right. It's a documentary that's been around for some times. Okay. And hopefully it's not the person. And if it's the person, then there is a problem. Okay. Then there is a problem. So I'm going to play this.
His own underage daughters. Welcome to the Stubblefield Report. I'm Jomo Stubblefield.
Oh, it's already on, folks. I have no copyright to this video. It's on YouTube. It's a public information, and I'm sharing it. Hopefully, it's not the same person I'm thinking about.
Is a cautionary tale of betrayal at its worst. A father entrusted with protecting his children, violating that trust by engaging in unspeakable acts of sexual violence against his own underage daughters. Tobiah Bowen, the then administrator of Redemption Hospital, was recently arrested and charged with rape of a 14-year-old child. That arrest ignited conversations about
a Liberian man.
Sexual assault in the Liberian community, which led to the recent demonstrations against rape on the streets of Monrovia. The arrest of Tobias Bowen also compelled his former girlfriend, Rudine Dennis, and his biological daughter with Rudine, Nikita Bowen, to speak out about years of sexual abuse at the hands of her father, Tobias. Abuse that started, she says, when she was barely out of her toddler years. But this is not a story about Tobias Bowen and his reported crimes against his children. It's about the courage and the resilience of the human spirit, of how a brave and determined young woman decided to come forward to tell her story, where it could serve as an inspiration to other young girls finding themselves in similar situations.
We want those that are raping our children, our grandchildren, to be prosecuted.
A powerful statement against sexual violence by ordinary Liberians, taking to the streets, demanding action for harsher punishment for the perpetrators of rape and to designate crimes against humanity. All this in the wake of the recent arrest of the former Redemption Hospital boss, Tobias Bowen, who was arrested in July for the rape of a 14-year-old girl. According to people familiar with the case, this protest is a direct result of Bowen's sexual crimes against children going back years.
Another friend of mine called me and said, have you researched Syracuse newspaper? I said, what happened in there? I said, oh, go online and search Syracuse newspaper and you will see. So when I researched it, when I went online and did the search, and I saw his picture pop up with a story that he had been arrested in Syracuse for molesting 2 children, one under 17 and one under 13.
Comfort Redeemed Dennis had a romantic relationship with Tobias Bowen that resulted in the birth.
Okay, folks. Okay. I don't think I have seen him. Maybe it's not. But I want to say something though. Is it not why the people voted CDC out? Is it not why the people want to change? This brutality against women and children, this rape, the stealing, the killing, the lying, and we all then now we are double it up. We're doing the same thing, and we're not listening to the people crying. And I hear the same people who yesterday were looking away. All right. Yesterday, I had an opportunity to look at some old video of mine that just popped off on my timeline. And they chronicles all the people that died. The auditors. Zeno Miller. Okay. And the names going, I was naming all of those people when I was going to the United Nations. So Liberian people, we need to make this conversation about Liberia, not about personality. Liberia is not about Boaka or about Wea or about Bronski or about my own brother Ability or about Mr. Cummings. Liberia is about, we need to look at who can change that, what people can live a dignified life. Who can bring to Liberia, okay, some sort of dignity. Who can take over Liberia that can do the work, that stealing will not be the first order of the day. That's why. That's what we need to talk about. So I'm going to continue with this. I am sorry, folks.
Of a child. Hearing the news that Bowen was arrested and charged with child sexual abuse was a surprise, but little did she know that surprise will turn into horror when she learned that one of the victims was the daughter she had with Bowen.
I was shocked.
A mother's pain, unbearable, realizing her worst nightmare. Rudin says to this day she has not recovered from learning that Tobias Bowen had preyed on his own daughter, subjecting her to years of sexual abuse that started almost immediately upon the child's arrival to Europe to live with him and his wife.
This is somebody who the both of us, had this child. What cruelty. I even up to now, I don't like to imagine it. Just imagining him, touching my child. And this is his child.
Rudin says because of the war in Liberia, sending her daughter to live with her father in Holland, where Tobias has settled, was a no-brainer. Little did she know she was sending her baby to a sexual predator who happens to be her father.
It started when I was about 6 years old.
Nikita Bowen, biological daughter of Tobias Bowen, says at the tender age of 6, she was often terrified when it was bedtime, knowing that her father would be making his way to her bedroom.
At 6, you really don't know what's going on. You put full trust in your parents. You don't necessarily think that they're going to betray you. But that's what happened for several years. The relationship my father and I had was not like a normal relationship between a daughter and a father. Unfortunately, it took about 11 years for me to become free. It took 11 years for me to not have to worry about being able to sleep fully throughout the night and be safe. So in short terms, I went through 11 years of abuse, and I don't want to carry this on with me anymore. And this is my closure.
According to Nikita, the years went by slowly as her father continues his assault on her. It left her insecure and scared. His wife at the time worked the night shift as a nurse, giving him hours to prey on the child. About a dozen years later, Nikita, just a newly minted teenager, got the courage to stand up to her father.
I was at the age of 14. 14 is a difficult age. You're starting to, I don't know, like boys, like girls. You're starting to become yourself. You're starting, you're going through puberty. You're doing all these changes. And I started to realize, like, this feels foreign. This doesn't feel right. I feel disgusting after this happens. And how am I supposed to have a boyfriend whilst this is happening? That was the exact thought in that moment that came to me that allowed me to realize that, hey, this isn't supposed to be happening. This is not what normal relationships are like. I actually sat my father down when I realized it, and he shrugged it off.
Nikita says at 14 years old, she confronted her father and begged him to stop the abuse, hoping her plea would appeal to whatever decency he had left. But his response left her disappointed and hopeless.
I sat this man across the table like an adult at 14 years old. And I said, I don't want to do this anymore. This isn't right. And this man had the audacity to tell me that I would be a prisoner for the rest of my life.
Nikita says her father then turned his attention to his much younger daughter.
He moved on when I became strong enough to say no. And he moved on to a 10-year-old. My younger sister at the time was only 10. She was a baby. She was the sweetest child, God-fearing at 10. She was in love with Jesus. And that's something I couldn't wrap my head around, is how such an innocent child could become not a victim, but become someone he targeted, someone that was his own child.
Nikita says her father gave her tons of justification for his actions, suggesting that his sexual advances towards her was out of love.
This one's a little tough for me to say, but he said that a girl's first love is their father. Now, watching a lot of my friends, I can see how that's true. But in my case, it wasn't true. Excuses like no one will ever believe you anyway. Excuses like I have to make you feel loved. I wasn't being loved. I was being harmed. That isn't love. Love is wrapping your arms around me and telling me that everything's going to be okay, not invading my personal, emotional, and physical space the way that he did. And I told myself I was going to be so strong today. I told my...
So, parents of Liberia, children, listen to your children when they talk to you. Pay attention. Pay attention to your little girls and little boys. Okay? When I hear your culture, Liberia is used to culture of abuse. That's why during the war, people didn't mind abusing people. They didn't mind abusing older women. They didn't mind abusing boys. They didn't mind abusing little babies. They didn't mind taking them behind the house. It's something that have been hidden in us, okay? And even now that we see this every day in the space, a baby today in the Bakante, today, you don't hear them talking about it. Where is Tobias now? They gave him job, put him in a charge of a government hospital to manage, so he have access to little girls and boys. None that they didn't know, they knew. The government knows. We live in a world that is entwined. Everything is connected. Okay? Especially Liberia today, government. The government today for Liberia, the flying government, air taxi. 1 minute, they're going to the other economic forum. 2 weeks ago, they were in Washington. Now they're in Europe. The next time they will be in China. All year long, they will just move around. Collect the people money and spend it. Why our children not in school? Why we have not even reconstruct? Okay, we just saw Liberian in the street. I don't know any nation that have developed, that respect mankind, that have gone to war, that the first thing that they did was for the government official to divide all the money in the country among themselves. When Singapore became a country, after the occupation of the Japanese, the first thing the men that took over there was infrastructure, okay? Housing for his people, to take his people from the dungeon or from the slum and give them a decent, like as he put in your own word, okay? To start poop from the borehole, okay? And see themselves a part of civilization. That's what he said. Okay? That's exactly what he said. Lee Kuan Yew, go look at it. As he was building roads, he said people offer them all sorts of stuff in their vantage point, the European, the Americans, for their vantage point. Mind you, Singapore is in the middle of third world country. They came from third world to first world. Singapore land size is a little smaller than Liberia, but it's more populated. Singapore is now one of the richest countries in the world. 6 million people. At over $574 billion as the GDP. Because they got thinker. They got a man who didn't want to be rich overnight. You know, the same way he did. I'm not praising Traoré. Traoré is doing that. There's a special that they just did on Traoré the other day. The president that does not have luxury cars. The president that does not have a mansion. The president that do not have so and so money in the bank account. How many times have Traoré traveled? How many times do you hear to say Ibrahim Traoré? Ministers are all over the place begging. They're not. They're plenty. The last time when Russia asked him, you want rice? Japan asking you want rice? He said, no, I want knowledge transfer. I want my country to be great. I need to be able to defend my people. I'm building homes, building houses. That's why when we are first took over, you were building the building. I thought you were building it. Here we are, man. I thought you were building it to transfer your people from Suniwe, Gibraltar over there. That's why I thought you were building. Because that's what Lee Kuan Yew did. That's what Traoré is doing now. That's what just happened in Ethiopia. Look at Ethiopia. 94, 96. Ethiopians made the Time magazine first page for hunger. The children were dying in the street from malnutrition. Flour was sitting on their nose. The world were begging to get food and water to Ethiopia. Look at Ethiopia today. We got a few people. And then their sister, then their brother, then and bragging. How they a millionaire? How the millionaire? What did they create? The millionaire from the suffering of our people, from the tears of our people, for the death of our people, for the miscarriage of dreams, the miscarriage of the future, the miscarriage of their babies, the miscarriage of their health, the miscarriage of their youth. That's how they're millionaires. They're not millionaires because they earned it, they create nothing. That's what they've done. Okay, folks, I had a long day And because I did, I need to go take a shower and hit the bed. Before I hit the bed, I will let you know you made this. We choose this, so we have to live with it. We Liberians, we Liberians, we have to undo this. We have to make the country not about individuals. We have to make it about who can change the trajectory of the nation, who can elevate the nation, that everyone, at least 80%, 90% of the population in the country can be dignified, can have a decent life. Okay? Okay. This is Liberia. When you're screaming about how CDC didn't do this, CDC didn't do that, I'm not going to go for CDC because they're not in power right now. But I can tell you, CDC, just people were not yelling because there was just so many issues to think about. So you stop it. You stop it. All right? You stop it. This will be my last video I will play. I have done this, so I'm going to play this.
What is the difference between the ordinary thief and a political thief? Number one, the ordinary thief steals your money, your bag, your watch, and your jewelry, isn't it? But the political thief steals your future, your career, your education, your health, and your business. Number two, the hilarious part is that the ordinary thief will choose whom to rob. But you are the one who choose the political thief to rob you. Because we choose them. We vote them. We blindly say we are not blind. Who is deceiving who? The ridiculous part of the whole issue is that we will fight to defend and protect our belongings from the ordinary thief. Is it not? But we fight each other to defend and protect the political thief. Is that not what we do? Thugs will be fighting themselves to protect those that are stealing our career, stealing our joy, stealing our health, stealing our success. What a shame. What a travesty. Calls for us to think and think deep. What is the difference between the...
That is, what's the difference between the political thief? Okay. Okay. That is the problem. All right. There's nothing here. George Weah Bill, from the beginning of how you call it, you're running up and down with yellow machine. Your children, 1 out of every 3 child in Liberia is dying from hunger, malnutrition. You don't got no war going on. Go ask JFK. Your sons are turning themselves over. They're laying down in JFK and other hospital, and their backs are leaking. Your little girls are being double sent, or they're ripping them by the doors, and every day you wake up, that's some of the essay that is going on. That's a problem. So stop making Liberia about an individual and make it about the country, about the future. Y'all don't learn. Y'all look at American people. Y'all look at American people. American people elected who they wanted at the time. They seen American people are standing up. Y'all saw what happened in Minnesota. What is going on with us? Okay? We have to redo what we've done, not do it the same way. We have to learn to repair ourselves as a nation. You know, like the people say, the greatest of America last night in her enlightenment for her ability to repair herself. We must start going back. Everybody coming yelling, oh, that what y'all voted for. They voted the same way for CDC. With millions of dollars going missing. Billions of dollars going missing. People dying for no reason. Liberian children. July 26, 2022 or 2021. LG children got in the street and all they asked for, we have fixed the country. You put a counter protest in the street to beat them. We saw that live. Nothing has changed. So y'all start acting like y'all were doing everything right and somebody came for y'all. Me, I will speak my truth. Okay? If we want to change Liberia and we want to move forward, we must speak the truth. My own little brother or son, Jefferson Koji, were all over the place. Jefferson Koji sweat. They were sheer blood. Because they fought for this. Is the thing they fight for. They didn't fight for the country. It's their team, the bank account, the wealth of the nation. That what they fought for is for them. Enough for Liberian people. They didn't come to serve. They came, they fought for it was there. Those are her words. They were not my words. No, none of y'all came to defend it. When the LU children say the people, and Samuel told them to leave the place or how we will leave, they said no. And Akara's great got in his car. He said he will go there and attack LU children. So what the hell are y'all talking about? Zina Miller went to go, a broadcaster went to go watch a game at the sports stadium. They beat him until the beating carried him to death. Matthew Innes and our friends on Facebook used to text to me. I will show y'all it. Okay? Matthew Innes. And then I found out later that he was cousin to Mark. Okay? Here he is, right here. No, not this one. What the other one? Oh, the movie. I had the other one where he was sitting by the car. See right here? Ain't I here? Sending me text here. Okay, he was sending me, how you call it? And until I saw him on Facebook that time, that he have been, how you call it, all right? That's it. Because a lot of people used to reach out to me. All right? He was send me story and say, listen to it, and I listen to you. All right? You can't tell everything the people, that when big people reach out, like my birthday, plenty of your big people were in my inbox. They would send me messages, and so they would not post on Facebook, they would send me messages, and I understand. They want to keep their job. People will come and say, yeah, keep speaking. We love that, you know, you're straightforward, you're being consistent, you come from this, come from this. I don't come back and say anything because I know what I stand for. This is not for a job. So when y'all show up and Allah, we are there, all everything right that people went against it. We have promised us justice and accountability. Okay? Waka people will not be empowered today if we have done what he needed to do first and foremost. If he had looked out for the people and then took care of himself later if he wanted to. But he got too greedy. He brought in greedy people. He brought in killers. He brought in liars. He brought in rapists. He brought in rogues. He brought in loudmouth. That's what he did. So y'all stop the nonsense. Thank you, Esther. So you're sounding like, and the way you're saying, you're all like the other people who lives were taken, the other people who lost their lives because of the corruption, because of the lie, because of the decisions. Okay? You're act like they don't matter. Cynthia Sherman lost her daughter. Odell, to Howard, Joel Howard Taylor, brother, Gideon, who called himself pastor, grab that logo. We have the autopsy report where they touch her, rupture her, busted her brain, and beat under her feet. So y'all go and sit down. The 3 missing boys who St. Joseph asked to go do some work for him today. Nobody, you know what, mother want to know their child died, but they don't want that. They have never seen their child body. It's just those of us who lost our family people during the war. That our grandparents then were grieving till they died. That our mothers and their brothers then they still grieving for their siblings. Nonsense. How do we change Liberia when we're not even ready to face the wrong that we've done by other people? So long it benefits us, so long our political party. Let me tell you something. You all call Alexander Cummings and ask him. Love the man, support him, respect him, especially for what he accomplished in this world, for his hard work, for his honesty, for his humanity. Because I had an opportunity to work with him up close and personal, and I can speak to that. Cummings will tell you, I will call you at 11 o'clock, especially when he had private jet assigned to him. He will be on the flight. He will log you on the community level that will not pay him. The only thing he asks is, if you say the meeting starting at 3:30, let the meeting start at 3:30. That's him. So y'all jumping all up in that CDC, where you're acting a CDC key and did everything right. And nobody wanted to elect them. And everybody thought because he was not this, he was not that. Me, let me tell you something. And I say it over and over. We were not my choice when it came to presidency. We are it's a celebrity. He's a footballer, okay? But when the people elected him, he needed to bring him the best breed, the best character around him to in the end to make him look good. Today I see y'all going back and forth. Y'all know why I've not said anything about George Weah White and the place of hope over there. You know why I've not said anything? Because Claire Weah put her foot in her mouth. I have recording. People have been calling me for it. I refuse to give it to them. I have the recording when Claire was in that place. She was wearing blue, not the one that she's wearing, the one that she's wearing white. I also have that. Okay, when she said Liberians are poor and she's here to help them, and the 700,000 that they were giving to her were not enough. Even $1 million would not be enough. Okay, when they set a budget for Claire Weah, it was the first time in the history of First Lady to get that kind of money. We talked about it. All right, we talked about it. Claire Weah didn't need our money. Claire Weah didn't need to be in the budget. She did not need to. You see, that's the thing. The people who handle Weah don't know how to sell Weah. They're mostly talker. Weah is an icon. What's wrong with y'all? Yeah, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf then got publicists and they have lobbyists where they pay them millions of dollars a year to get them so they can acknowledge them, get them a award all of the time. For me, the world giving me a award don't matter to me. When my children, people local, see my work, like in my community, when the state of Georgia honor me, okay, that will go even in depth. My children, my grandchildren will go to the capital. So long as America exists, they will say there's a resolution here in your grandmother name for her community service. I will be the first Liberian woman, okay, immigrant out of Africa, that resolution is in my name for my service to my community. It's there. All right, it's there. But my resolution stop. It's hanging in the hall. All right, I will be that. I will be that person. You didn't need to do much to sell Weah. Claire Weah as First Lady of Liberia. Claire Weah would have gone out. Coming from where we came from. And raised millions and millions of dollars. She didn't need to go show her in Ghana for Ghana people to give her a award. She could have given her own damn award. After all, she's the wife of George Weah, the only African Ballon d'Or receiver. The man who opened the door to that particular stuff for Africans or for black people for that matter, even European black, when they want to work onto it. People, you got to know your worth. And you got to surround your people who also know your worth. Eugene Fagon them. I mean, not Eugene Fagon. Eugene Fagon too. Eugene Nangbe them. Eugene Nangbe them are people who doing tailor war to that JFK. Who were the cleaner guy, made people disappear, made body disappear. That the people you brought, who sold you out to Ellie when they, after she finished, came back, they were there for themselves. They were not there for you. Yeah, I make people mad. But we got to talk about Liberia holistically. We can't make this thing about we are or about for Bwaka. Bwaka lived his life. Bwaka is about 90 some more years or going to his 90s. He lived. And live for us. And watch children die. He don't give a fig. His children will be okay. His children will be okay. Just as Ellen Johnson said, children will be okay. Will your children be okay? I hear some of your Liberian people talking. When they doing Monrovia, when they parking and start coming to Monrovia. The people don't need to come to Monrovia. If you all let them keep the money from the natural resources, all the wealth from the natural resources, and only pay Monrovia taxes, they don't need to come to Monrovia. But Monrovia is where everything is. Monrovia, where you pack all our resources and bring it. Jada, when somebody asked me why you left Africa, you can't. I'm following exactly where America took from my country and I came here. That's why most people leave the country to come to America, because America takes everything. So that's the same thing Liberia is doing. Monrovia is the parasite. It collects everything. So we come after it. Don't holler, you don't know that. You know why? That's just human geography. In human geography, people will move to where their opportunity, where their life can be easier. That's common sense. Common sense. So don't ask the people. If they went to Ghana and they saw electricity, they put in come out, why would they want to go sit there and go behind the house to go clean their butt with banana leaf? Who wants to do that? Thank you, Brother Chapa. Thank you. Who will want that? Who won't go back to go clean up? You used to clean you bought with toilet paper soft on your backside. Why you won't go rub banana leaf again? That's why they come to Monrovia. Monrovia is big. Monrovia can own all 5 million Liberians, depending on how you lay out the country. There is a town, okay, here in America, one of the Providence, not Hawaii, where the place in Alaska, that have almost 1 million people in one building. They don't leave the building. The building got shopping mall, it got workout center, it got restaurant, it got pool, it got hotel, it got the building is a town because of the coldness of the place. They built a whole town. Go look at New York. 10 million people live there. 10 million. $10 million. You're breaking down homes. You don't have to break down that place. You didn't have to break down that. You let the place get down, run down. And that's why I asked the question to all of them. Where are the geniuses of nation? What Liberia geniuses of nation? Those are your engineers. Real engineers, they're thinker. Your architect who conceive these dreams. Where are your urban planner, the York city planner? Because when I hear you laugh at Samuel Jackson when you say, oh, let the man go sit down. That city planner, let him go sit down. No, he's an economist. We may not agree all of the time, but he's a brilliant mind. To be that old and still go to school and study economics and graduate. Give it to him. Give it to him. You laugh at people who have knowledge. You are dismissive of other people's knowledge. Majority of the time, it's not even the knowledge, it's the discipline to pick up something and stay with it and see it through. Sometimes you get into the middle of the place, you be at a fork, and you don't know which way to turn. Somebody like me, who went to school like way back when, I'll go to school. Every semester, there's new application. I'm in education, the new application. We have testimony, we have totally new platform than what we have last year. The year before, different platform. These people are evolving because the children are so smart, they're catching up, okay? And they keep building. Yes. So Liberia, we have to look at not individuals. When we're thinking about a leadership, don't put name to it. Don't put title to it. The first thing you need to teach is who can turn our lives around. How can that person do it? Have the person done it before? Does the person have record of building something that lives beyond them? Envision and act, not an individual. What do Liberia need? Liberia need an economist. Liberia need a builder. That's what Liberia need. Liberia don't need giant. Liberia don't need yellowtail or white cow or brown cow. Liberia need a dreamer who through their mind, the things that people have said were impossible, that believe they can achieve it. And they have one time in their lifetime achieve it. Folks, and I stayed too long. I gotta go. I came from where I had a long day at work. But God bless all of us. God bless y'all. Let's think about Liberia. I will be calling that little boy man in the morning to find out what's going. Some of you send me money. Folks, my platform fundraiser, I'm going to finish it this at the end of the month. This weekend will be the last day. So anybody who wants to send me something, I will appreciate it to keep my platform going. I'm still trying to get on it in Liberia. That is the goal. I reached out to somebody who's supposed to get me on the air, but they have not called me back yet. So I am still thinking about that. Here is Ghana. Ghana talking about $240 billion, their GDP. Next projection. You also are thinking about how much money they will steal, not investing in the country. How many foreigners they will take Liberian. They will rather displace. You know, Liberia has always been that way. But that's a story for a different day. I will tell you. There's this video, the YouTube video, and I'm going to play it. I'm going to upset a lot of people because the family, they're connected. The moment you call one, the rest of them will come. Now play that YouTube video where a Liberian woman was praising Leopold. Leopold will kill 10 million people. You have found out most Liberians who acted and educated, they really not, because they don't understand history. You know why most of the rich people, the children study philosophy, they study history, they study economics, and before any other thing they put that. Because that's how you understand where the war has been. That's how you can project what's going to happen. Because the war is actually like a merry-go-round. And the Bible said that. It said they would tell you, look over yonder, but there is nothing new. What has been is what will be. It's just it's different generation after different generation. And they say, why does the water run into the sea and the sea is never filled? Where the sun rose yesterday and where it set yesterday will rise again and set on the other side. And that's just the way the world has been. Generation goes, generation comes. So I want to leave something better for my generation. And I have 3, me, my children, my grandchildren in the making. Thank you, those of you who tuned in tonight. I appreciate y'all. God bless y'all. Let me see. I see my brother Japa here. That's the first name I'm going to call. Brother Eston, Sis Miata, Brother Emmanuel. Who else I see here? Yeah. Sua Morris. Yes. And did I see Brother Dennis? Yes, I see that. Here we go. Yeah. You mean, but say a lot of people are calling him out. Okay. A little girl was raped today. I didn't hear a woman was raped, not just women. Every day there's a rape case going on. And you mean it's not talking. If you're selling your soul, you're selling Liberia to foreigners. Okay. I see they say they interview Prophet Key in jail. Prophet Key does not lose his freedom because he's in jail. He can interview. He can interview. And I still think he was violated. Prophet Key was violated. I see some video and I will play it on Thursday night. Steve and I will dissect it. All right. Content punishment is 1 month, not 6 months. That's illegal. The Supreme Court is not in a position to make new laws. Their job is to what? To interpret the law. That's what the Constitution says. The Supreme Court does not make law. This one, my brother Yamin Bai say, is making a law. Power concede nothing. That means they will not stop until the people stand up. You see America, all the vote these few days, they're voting against the Republican. Most of the people that are coming back are independents and Democrats. One thing you will know, when the Democrats come to power, the economy is good. The Republicans come, they divide among the rich people. They tell you they don't want welfare. But when they fail, they say they're too big to fail. They can collect the welfare. They can collect all of the billions for themselves, the taxpayer money, to relive their companies. But when they give it to the people who taxes are, they tell you your own welfare. I'm going to say good night. Good night, folks. I'll see you in the morning. I might not come out tomorrow morning. Might be a little tired. My voice is tired. I've been on my feet all day, but we'll see what tomorrow brings. Y'all good evening. Let me find something to eat, some sort of tea to drink, and then we'll talk tomorrow. God bless everyone. Remember the essence of our government. Okay? I said that earlier. The role of our government. The role of our government, again, is the care of human life and happiness and not their destruction. It's the first and only legitimate object of good governance. So if those things are not part of your government, they're not government. They're not government. They're just occupying the space. Good night. Wow, I made it. God, thank you.